Respected Filipino film director and writer Jose Javier Reyes vows to bring stories of Filipino-Canadian filmmakers to a wider audience in the Philippines. Reyes, who is also the chair and CEO of Film Development Council of the Philippines, was recently in Vancouver to attend the East by Northwest Creative Summit.
Filipino film maestro Jose Javier Reyes graced the purple carpet at the 3rd Annual East by Northwest Creative Summit along with other industry leaders. The event aims to connect racialized Canadian talents with international investors in movie, television, and gaming so their projects can get the needed funding and support. Reyes said it was a good opportunity to not just promote Filipino movies here, but also to urge Canadian producers to partner with Filipino filmmakers. While in Vancouver, Reyes also met with young Filipino filmmakers and said their stories should also be a part of Philippine cinema.
I've always had this really broad belief that Filipino cinema involves the heart and soul and the narrative of the Filipino, regardless of where you are located and regardless of how many generations you've been through.
Reyes believes that the experience of Filipinos abroad are stories that are worth sharing with a bigger audience in the Philippines.
The children of the diaspora have such a wealth of narratives, which the Filipino back home must recognize. Because if there will be more, more participants in this diaspora, they should know what's happening and they should know what has happened, to the generations who have come here. And I think film is a beautiful way of bridging this gap between generations and the distance created by the diaspora.
Among those who met with Reyes is Filipino-Canadian director Kent Longinas, who shared that the FDCP chair was interested in a project that he is developing.
I did pitch him a new project. It's called Error 404, but I'm not gonna spoil the story yet. But it looks very promising and hopeful. It is gonna be a Philippine-Canadian co-production. 40% in the Philippines, 60% here in Vancouver, and I just can't wait to do it.
Like Reyes, Seattle-based producer Wilfredo Manalang believes there's a wealth of Filipino immigrant stories waiting to be told. The former ABS-CBN executive plans to help bring these stories to life through his production company, Fusey Philippines.
We have these stories ng diaspora na Filipino na hindi natin napapakita sa atin. Maski sa kapwa natin Filipino, we don't see it on TV. And those stories, resonate to me. And I'm hoping I find more stuff like that na hindi natin naririnig sa mga Filipino stories, diba? Or movies. We don't see it that often.
An established voice for Filipinos in Canada is film and television director Romeo Candido, a 2-time Canadian Screen Award nominee. Candido, one of the showrunners of the Canadian teen drama series The Next Step, is also known for co-creating Prison Dancers the Musical, which is based on the viral thriller dance of Cebu inmates. Despite his success in the mainstream, Candido admitted that he continues to have his own challenges and urged aspiring Filipino creatives not to lose sight of their goal.
My advice to all of the younger creators is the industry doesn't matter. Expressing yourself, telling your story, singing your song, that's what matters first. If they're struggling, it's a struggle to be an artist. There's no moment where the struggle is over. It's a struggle as a Filipino diasporic artist to tell our stories. So it's not about the industry, but it's about staying persistent and believing in your own voice.
Canadian actor and producer Grace Park, a trailblazer for Asian representation in Hollywood, was one of this year's Global Connector awardees. Known for her roles in Hawaii Five-0 and Battlestar Galactica, Park acknowledged the problems faced by the film industry, including the US's threats to tax movies made outside the US. But she is confident that Hollywood North will continue to thrive and that diversity and inclusivity in films will remain.
You can have explosions and car chases, but what people also want is like something that moves them inside. And sometimes it might not be the exact same formula. Sometimes you need to go a little bit outside and unexpectedly find the same story that you've been living, but maybe it's across the ocean and you didn't realize it. And through that, you might realize that we're actually more similar to a stranger than you realized.
Meantime, Filipino-Canadian actor Edward Escobar, who played the lead in Don Guinness's feature film Paco, expressed hope that there will continue to be steady work in films for Filipino-Canadian artists.
I do definitely see a hope, and I see a rise of work coming out for Filipino actors and filmmakers out there. And it's, all the actors out there better get ready because a lot of Filipino stuff is coming out soon.
The EXNW Summit was hosted by the Racial Equity Screen Office. From Vancouver, this is Rowena Papasin, your patrol abroad.